What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So now it's time to talk about Mr. Mav Hoffa versus China Mac, right? China Mac has come out to the forefront and saying he didn't like that Mav Hoffa was asking Troy Ave about the Irving Plaza shooting. It was an open murder case. He asking him about an open murder case and how he thought it was just so whack, how it ain't street to do that, and how he would never go on there or support Mav Hoffa in any type of way after he did that Troy Ave interview and how he don't respect it, all this and all of that, right? You know, and what's crazy to me, and when I heard China Mac saying all of this, it just, what really boggled my mind is that China Mac been on Vlad TV, he been on The Breakfast Club, he been on Drink Champs, not China Mac, I'm sorry. Troy Ave has been on Vlad TV, Drink Champs, The Breakfast Club, so on and so forth, and he's been asked about these incidents. And they ask him the same type of questions, the same type of line of questions all the time, right? He's been asked similar questions to the ones Mav Hoffa asks. But China Mac ain't come at DJ Envy for, you're a part of the culture. Why you asking him certain stuff that can get him locked up? He didn't come at Nori for being a street rapper and how you gonna ask him them type of questions as a street dude, I ain't supporting you. He ain't come out saying it with his chest like that when it was The Breakfast Club, when it was DJ Envy, or when it was Nori, another street rapper like himself. He didn't try to clown out Nori or try to take Nori's stripes away from him in any type of way and say how he wouldn't support Nori. No, he ain't do that. That let me know it's something personal with China Mac. And let me know he got some type of vendetta or he looking for some type of clout off of this situation. Which is, I don't respect that, right? Because to me, I'm listening to, I watched the interview with Troy Ave, even though I can't stand Troy Ave. Troy Average, as I call him, like Troy is a corny dude to me, all the way through and through, just trying to seem hard and trying to seem tough because he think that is what's real and what the people will gravitate to. Always trying to tell us how he the realest, most toughest dude in the room, and I don't never respect it, right? But I watched the Troy Ave interview. And Troy didn't say anything that he hasn't already said before. So what is Mac, what is China Mac talking about? You know what I mean? What is China Mac talking about, bro? I don't get it. China Mac ain't had no beef with nobody else asking, no other street dude asking Troy Ave them type of questions. But when it get to Mav Hoffa, now you mad? See, this is the crazy thing about it, man. Mav, I didn't like Mav when he was on battle rap, knocking dudes out, sneaking, sucker punching them, and he seemed like he was trying to be on some bully time, right? But since he's transitioned, since years have passed, he's transitioned into having his own podcast that is phenomenal, by the way. My expert opinion. Y'all check it out if y'all haven't seen it, right? Nonetheless, I've liked Mav's growth and maturation process. I've enjoyed watching it for sure. It's become apparent to me that a lot of people be hating on Mav Hoffa and the stuff that he got going on, especially dudes who was trying to stunt on him. When he first got it started, he was trying to get dudes on. They was acting like they was too big or too Hollywood to be on there. And it wasn't something that would move the needle enough for them to be on there. It wasn't something that would get enough traction for them to be a part of, so on and so forth. So Mav kept pushing, making his own lane. And now it's worth something. It's valuable. And it's a well-respected podcast that big name artists want to come to go on a press run, so on and so forth, right? But people be hating on Mav. I've been seeing it several times since he didn't gotten big. To me, China Mac is an overgrown kid and still wants to push this gangster persona and wants to lead life with that keep it street at all times mentality. And to me, that can lead to being a lost man. Like, I've seen certain things that China Mac has done that can seem stand-up or whatever, but it's just too trying to rely on this street code of ethics. I don't like that, man. Once you reach a certain age, things are supposed to cease, right? Even certain type of mentalities to me. His desire to keep it street at all times label on Mav Hoffa is weak, and it's a way to try to pigeonhole Mav into being this trying to pigeonhole him, a black man, from expanding his brand in many ways. Trying to pigeonhole him from asking these type of questions, from doing these type of interviews, from interviewing these type of people. That keep it street at all times label is not good for Mav Hoffa and his brand, and he knows that. So that's why he keep him pushing. He ain't worried about what the naysayers are saying. He ain't worried about what they would say. He interviewing certain people and trying to get, trying to fill a void and get questions asked and get guests on there that everybody would enjoy, not just street dudes all the time, right? And so China Mac trying to I ain't never going on there. You supposed to be this, and how could you ask him this and that and this, that, and the third? It's trying to pigeonhole him from expanding and not just being in I'm a street dude at all times label. Like, to me, I feel like how dare China Mac try to dictate Math Hoffa's life or the expectations of him just because he feels like that's what he himself would do, right? I wouldn't ask some type of question. Just because you wouldn't ask that, don't put that on Math Hoffa. Math Hoffa ain't asking that man nothing that would get him locked up, incriminate himself, none of the sort at all, man. Like, but he trying to dictate. China Mac is trying to dictate how Math Hoffa should be conducting his interviews. When again, Math didn't ask him nothing incriminating. He didn't try to perpetuate ignorance with his line of questioning. He didn't try to, for the most part, he didn't. I mean, people can question the whole thing, even try to bring up Tax Stone at the end. But other than that, because he had an issue with Tax. But other than that, it was like, nah, Troy was being ignorant on his own front, on his own merits. Troy was on there running at the mouth, trying to be gangster with all the biggest bravado and the street bravado and all the histrionics and the antics. That was on Troy's part, but that wasn't Mav doing that. And Mav ain't asked him nothing that would get him in trouble or land him in a terrible situation, right? So I'm looking like, what is China Mac's purpose? The reason why he attacking Mav is either one of the two reasons. One, he doesn't like Troy Ave, and he got a problem with Troy Ave and the way he conducts himself, or he got a good relationship. He may have a good relationship with Tax Stone, and he rocking with Tax over Troy Ave, and he mad that Mav Hoffa interviewed Troy Ave. Two, he's upset that Mav Hoffa didn't respond to his DMs to reach out and do more work, right? Because Mav revealed the DMs and was like, maybe this is the reason why he's attacking me. He's saying because China Mac was reaching out to Mav for a little minute, trying to get his attention, trying to connect with him and come back. I'll probably come back on the show or come on his podcast or whatever. But Mav explained, listen, I've gained a little bit of momentum since the last time, and I don't even look at my DMs myself. My assistants have to go through all of these DMs. I get so many, they have to come back to me on certain things because I don't see everything. They miss everything because I'm getting a whole lot of DMs, believe it or not, since he's elevated within the podcasting game, right? Which is understandable. It wasn't nothing personal. I just didn't see it. But China Mac probably took it as something personal, and waited for any moment to attack Mav Hoffa in any way because he was mad that Mav didn't reach out to him or respond to his messages in a DM. So he was waiting for any little opening to attack Mav with anything, and that was his opening with the Troy Ave interview. How dare you ask him the type of questions? I ain't never supporting him. Had to go and make a whole video talking about how he ain't supporting him. If you don't support him, bro, just don't watch the videos. Don't do none of that. Just leave it at that. You don't got to make an announcement that you ain't supporting him to the world. You're only doing that for some type of clout up off Mav's name, in my opinion. That's being me. That's being real. You know what I mean? So, because he was mad that Mav didn't respond to the DM, even though Mav say, listen, I never saw it. My network is expanded now, so I didn't really see those DMs, right? And he took it personal. And furthermore, man, I've always had these mixed feelings about China Mac in the first place. Just in general, even in the interview, he spoke about, in his interview with Mav Hoffa, he spoke about trying to using the Citizen app and to report crimes against his people in the Asian community with the Stop Asian Hate movement. But when it comes to the black community, he wants the no snitching thing to continue. And I know some people are going to say, well, people in his Asian communities are, they're civilians. They're not street dudes. There's street dudes in the Asian community too. And I think Mav would probably want you to report those things against his street dudes in the Asian community too. I'm not Mav, but China Mac, right? And maybe if not, I don't know. But it's just something. It's something about China Mac that just not something. It's certain things that about him. Like him saying the N-word for a while, and even black people giving him the N-word pass. I gotta knock it off. Because they would never give, these other ethnicities would never give out a pass to use racial slurs against their crew. And some people would be like, well, they don't use it as a fad or as a trend. I don't care if black people use it as a sign of endearment for other black people. It's a word that's supposed to be, it's specific, and it's supposed to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Reserved for usage amongst black folks and black communities, right? And again, China Mac talked about his people was never wanting to be around black folks like that, and he tried to say it wasn't out of hate, it was out of fear and all that. But it's like, bro, yeah, you you know, okay, you can be outside kicking it with black folks and all of that, but using the N-word, bro, a word that was used to denigrate my people and make us feel less than and made us feel less than for a long time. And, you know, that word was used as a derogatory term. You know, when my ancestors were being raped and pillaged and beaten, nah, I can't co-sign another ethnicity using that word and think it's cool and I stand next to them and think it's all right. No, I can never do it. Out of respect for my own heritage and my own ancestors, the same way these other ethnic groups respect their ancestors and their people, they never gonna let anybody disrespect their ancestors or any type of even let them feel like they have a pass to do it. We don't get no pass to do that with any other ethnicity. So nah, bro, I ain't standing on that, right? And then I remember he spoke about how when he used to deal drugs, he would never deal it in the Asian community. So he wasn't selling the poison to his people because he knew his people was going to get on his butt and he would never sell it to his people, but he would sell it in the black community for damn sure because he ain't care what was going on with our people. He ain't care. It didn't connect to him. It didn't matter. So I always kind of felt the way about China Mac in the first place for sure with certain things I've heard him say in certain interviews or whatever. And he probably could be a cool dude, but it's just certain stuff. Yeah. As a black man, I could never co-sign and stand with or approve. Right? Even if he was being honest and saying it, yeah, I hear you being honest, brother, but I still can't co-sign that. But anyway, China Mac only going at Math Hoffa like this because he trying to get some clout off Math Hoffa's name because he know Math is up right now. He up. And he got in his feelings about Math not responding to a DM, in my opinion. And now he wants to find whatever opening he could to attack Math to try to, what's the word I'm looking for? To rationalize him coming at him. To try to make it seem acceptable or get a stamp of approval for him attacking Math. Because he really didn't want to attack Math on the basis of him asking incriminating questions. He really wanted to get at Math for not responding to his email or to his DMs because he took it personal. He thought Math was trying to front on him. So he tried to use any angle he could to attack Math without looking like I'm being mad that you didn't DM me back. Because he know it would be deemed as corny. China Mac know it would be deemed as corny if he would just say, I'm mad that you didn't respond to my DM. He knew it would be looked at as universally corny and lame for him to do that. So he tried to figure out any type of cool street angle to attack Math on so it could seem like he's justified in his stance. And I see it a mile away. Knock it off, China Mac. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Share the videos as well. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to tell your best friend, your sister, your cousin, your baby mama too. I'm out. Peace.